Christmas Day win, 99-92. Now let's get it back to first take.
Antonietta, thank you. LeBreezy got another L yesterday, falling to the Warriors without Steph Curry, but luckily for LeBron, before the game, he said he no longer loses sleep over losses, paging the king.
I've lost 5 finals. What are you going to do about it? No. What's going to stick with me is seeing my daughter smile, seeing my kids graduate high school and college. Hopefully, my daughter go off and meet the man of her dreams, and that's what's going to stick with me. I keep telling y'all, these games and wins and losses, yes, it's all I love it, but it's not the AR and NR for me. So I've had so many moments of this game that I'm going to cherish, but game 3 here in the finals or game, I'm good. I don't lose sleep anymore.
LeBron with a different perspective there on life. On that note, we welcome Tim Legler to the show. Tim, how we doing?
Good, Molly. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. We'll start with you on this one. How should Cavs fans feel about LeBron saying this?
Well, I think this is LeBron being typical LeBron from this standpoint. What he's really trying to do is deflect and not give the media the satisfaction of thinking that these things eat him alive. Because if he admits that, knowing full well that he doesn't have the best team in the league, he is not a member of the best team in the league, and he's got an uphill battle every year that this Golden State Warriors team is together, I think he's then going to give satisfaction to his detractors and people that want to see LeBron fail. So this is the easiest thing to do, just deflect it. If anybody thinks for a second that he doesn't think about this stuff all the time and it does eat him alive to a certain standpoint for a certain period of time, you know, any rational-minded person moves on eventually, but these are the questions and challenges that LeBron lives for. He wants his legacy to be a certain thing when it's all said and done, no matter what he says. If you're a Cavs fan, all you really want to ask yourself is, has LeBron James done everything humanly possible to try to give the city of Cleveland the best opportunity to win a championship since he's been there? And the answer to that is yes. The problem is he is not on the best team in the league. And so that is going to be a challenge facing LeBron the rest of his career, or at least as long as he's in Cleveland and the Golden State Warriors look as they do. So I just think he didn't want to give anybody any ammunition or satisfaction to think that, you know, he lives and dies with this stuff, and he considers it a failure for not having won more championships or having lost 5 straight finals. I really believe that's all he's doing. It makes it easier for him to go about his business of trying to win, but I wouldn't be a Cavs fan up in arms thinking that their best player has thrown in the white towel or waved the white flag and thinking that it's a foregone conclusion he won't win again. I think that's where some people want to take this, and I don't really buy into that. I just don't think he wants to give the media the satisfaction of knowing that it bothers him as much as it does.
Yeah, I believe him.
Ahead,
I think, I believe him. I think that he does. I think it affects him less than it did before. I think this is part of maturing, and I think LeBron is ahead of any of our expectations, as he always has been. His entire career, we should appreciate how smart and mature LeBron's been from the time where he was a 15, 16-year-old child star. We've never had any incidents with LeBron, and he's always been ahead. And I think this is part of him displaying that he's more mature than you can expect for most superstars. I don't think that it's fake. I think that you can separate the two. I think with Tim's point about him living and dying by games and doing everything he can do to compete, to be prepared and win, I think that can be true. And I think you can also have the proper perspective that when you leave, this game isn't the only thing that matters. And he knows that his legacy is already cemented. He's not going to necessarily get 7 titles, but I think his name is, or his face is on the Mount Rushmore of NBA talent. And I don't think that changes. And I think that fact gives him security enough to say what he says. Will, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I think I'll have to humbly disagree with you both on this front. I think that
surprise.
Yeah, I think Cavs fans should hear this and feel a little disappointed. I think that would be a completely rational response. Tim, if his goal was to not give the media ammo, sorry, you failed, because everything you do, everything LeBron James gives the media ammo. We're going to analyze it, dissect it, try to play armchair psychologist on all of it. So he's not going to accomplish that goal. I don't know it's ever a smart one to try to go out to do when you are LeBron James. Now, is he being real? You guys seem to have some disagreement on whether or not he's telling the truth. Here's the through line. All of us can agree on this. What I think LeBron is rational. Tim, you said this. I think he knows. They're not beating the Warriors. It's not happening. They've tried it 3 times. They've accomplished it once. He just lost to him yesterday in a pretty, I mean, honestly, without Steph Curry. So pretty definitively, they lost to him yesterday. And I think he knows this team doesn't have what it takes to win. I think you can be disappointed then for this reason. Sometimes you don't want your star to be rational. Sometimes you don't want somebody to see the handwriting on the wall and accept it for what it is. Sometimes, Dominique, you don't want your guy to be healthy. You don't want him to be mature and have a nice, healthy life. You want to be maniacal, delusional, driven to the point of insanity that you're going to do everything you can. And by the way, I don't think LeBron, I don't think he mails it in. I don't think he doesn't give everything he's got. But I don't want him like looking at it and going, I don't know if we've got it. I want him nuts, man. Nuts in the head. The way Kevin Durant is right now.
What evidence do you have that says that he has not given everything he has? Like they won the finals when they weren't supposed to against the Warriors. He's still having the best season of his career, or one of the best seasons of his career right now, even talking that way and thinking that way. I think that those things can be the same. You can have a well-rounded, you can compartmentalize. Tim knows this. Athletes have to be able to compartmentalize things from time to time. And I think that he can be on the court and preparing for games, and he can be maniacal in his preparation, in his performance. And I think he can walk off the court and realize that this is a small thing. And to the specific question, how should Cleveland fans feel about it? No matter what LeBron does, Cleveland fans should be grateful. LeBron can go burn down City Hall and they should be grateful. Cleveland fans treated him poorly the first time he left, and then he came back and somehow miraculously won you a championship against the best team in NBA history, regular season team in NBA history, the Warriors. So I think that no matter what LeBron does, I don't care who you are, Cleveland fan, if LeBron walks to your house, knocks on your door, and slaps you in your face, you should be grateful.
Well, I think one point, the point Will's making, I think, is, and I hear where he's coming from, it's counter to what we expect our great players to do, right? The best player, whether it's on a team we love or just the superstars of the game, it runs counter to what we expect them to say. And we think about LeBron, and we want to make comparisons to guys like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Magic, Larry Bird, and it's really incomprehensible to think those guys would ever say, hey, you know what, this stuff's not life and death to me, because that's what we want our superstars to feel. And all he's really trying to do, I think, is give a little bit of humanity to it and saying, listen, there's other things that are more important than wins and losses. And that's why it struck everybody so oddly yesterday, because you don't expect guys that are still in the midst of the fight to admit things like that. And that's what LeBron
You want to hear that? You want to hear that kind of you want to hear that perspective in his retirement speech. You want to hear that, oh, I'm glad he doesn't stay up all night when he's done.
It's counter to what you expect people to say. I think Tim nailed it right there. It's not necessarily what we know that they feel. The media, the players know that the media is a conduit to the fans, and it is not like we are having an honest glimpse into their true psyche. I think that a lot of players play up that mythology because they know that you appreciate it and they know that you enjoy it. I don't think that every champion is maniacally focused on and off the court and puts nothing ahead of basketball or football. I think they say that because that's what they want, because that's what the fans want them to hear, but I don't think it's true. I think LeBron is at a point in his career where he's comfortable being honest, and he knows that this is not the most important thing. He's had a great career if it ends today. He's one of the greatest of all time, and he is comfortable in that fact, and that does not change how well he's going to perform in the playoffs and in the finals coming forward.
Yeah, but Dominic, you said not every champion acts that way. And so here's the funny thing. Every time you offer the slightest bit of criticism of LeBron James, you're lumped into a group of being called a LeBron James hater. But the very nature of this conversation elevates LeBron James well past the every champion category. We're not talking about whether or not every champion talks this way. We're talking about the guys LeBron's compared to. We're talking about Michael Jordan. We're talking about the greatest of all time. We're talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Right now, be honest, we had debate about Kevin Durant. I couldn't hear Kevin Durant saying that right now, and we're having a debate about the two. Who's the best player in the NBA.
You will not acknowledge that there's a difference between the person that players present and the person that they actually are. I'm arguing that many players probably felt and think the way that LeBron feels and thinks, but they won't say it because people like you will somehow convince yourself that if they yell and they're angry and they don't want to, and they would die if they lose, that somehow they're not focused on the game.
All right, guys, that'll do it.
I think my criticism is a compliment.
Okay, he's getting older, got a different life perspective
My presence is a present.
Oh,
Merry
Lord.
Christmas.
Jay-Z, shout out Jay-Z. Tim Legler, we appreciate you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.